I want you to take a minute and I want you to remember your first moment, your first year behind the chair working as a full-time stylist, esthetician, nail tech. Do you remember that feeling? Do you remember the excitement of getting your license and getting to work? Do you remember the thrill of having your first loyal client pre-book with you and keep booking? Do you remember that feeling of absolute freedom? Financial freedom, life purpose, flexibility, creativity, like the list goes on. Do you remember that time in your life? I bet you do. And if you do, I'm going to ask you this. So then why are you waking up every day dreading the career that you once prayed so hard for, that you worked so hard for? That you did all the things. Like now you are booked, but you're exhausted. You're making money, but you feel absolutely trapped. You have clients, but you are so creatively burnt out. You don't even care anymore. You're growing your business, but you're absolutely neglecting yourself. And without you, there's no business at all. Listen, many beauty and barber pros don't quit because they're incapable. They're quitting because they built a career that no longer supports them, that they don't live off of anymore. Is that you? Are we talking about you right now? So listen, this doesn't happen overnight, right? You don't just wake up one day and boom, miserable from your career and your job. This happens when you are available to everyone every single hour of every single day. You've become a yes person, but not in the good way. You're becoming a yes person where you can't even live, like you don't have any boundaries anymore. You probably are undercharging for way too long for way too many services. And the truth is you've never really established any kind of professional business boundaries. So I'm going to ask you again, when was the last time that you intentionally designed your life, your business to benefit you instead of you benefiting everybody else? Here's the deal, right? Burnout isn't always caused by working too much. A lot of times it's caused because you're no longer aligned with what once set your soul on fire. And what's happening is a lot of business owners, salon owners, spa owners, people that I coach, that I actually work with on a day-to-day basis, they created a lifestyle, a business for them that was amazing for their much younger self. Okay. I'm talking about they just started in the industry and they are hauling ass every day, doing the things, but it's not sustainable anymore. Now, these salon and spa owners, they're married, they have children, they have families, they have aging parents, they have different goals, they want freedom, they want to be able to take a vacation, for crying out loud. The business, the life changed. And so now we have to change with it. What worked when you first got started in the industry is not going to work now. You've grown as a person, you've grown as an artist. So now your business, the structure, your mentality also has to change. So here's the other questions now. I'm really big into questions. If you need a journal, check out the show notes and you can get the direct link to buy the official, the BeautyPro podcast journals to answer all of these questions and do all of the self-work. What do you want more of? What do you want less of? What would your ideal work week look like, feel like, smell like, taste like? These are the questions that we need to be asking ourselves to do the real work so that we can start the manifestation of living our version of success. This is what I teach all the time in my classrooms, at the hair shows, on one-to-one coaching. Like, this is it right here. The problem isn't your career. It's not the industry that you picked. It's just you've changed and you've evolved, but your business hasn't. You're still doing things the same way that doesn't work anymore. And you know it and you feel it. Here's a couple of myths that we're going to go over that you're probably telling yourself and it doesn't work anymore. The first myth, I'm fully booked, so I am totally successful. If you have done any coaching with me, if you've watched the BeautyPro podcast for any length of time, you will know that a fully booked schedule doesn't always mean success. As a matter of fact, it can hide a lot of things, including your own insecurities about yourself. Just because you're fully booked all the time doesn't mean that you are living your most successful, your most ideal version of your life. If anything, you're wearing yourself out. That's the first myth. Second myth, busy equals productive. All right. Have you ever seen somebody say, okay, we got to clean up, and they literally take the pen and they move it to the other side? That's the pen is never put away. It's just moved from one side to the other side. Or like the foil, you're just moving the box from one corner to another corner to another. That's being busy, but not being productive. The third myth is that I'll be happy when I hit my next goal. But then you hit the next goal and then you say that same thing over and over again. You're literally moving the carrot every single time. You're never fully getting the carrot. The truth is, the next goal creates another level of 3 other goals, and you constantly keep going on this until you burn out. So how do we fix this? How do we fix this feeling? What is your why? Why did you get into this industry? Why did you become a salon or spa owner? Why did you decide to go out on your own and rent a suite? Now, after you ask yourself that, I want you to ask yourself, which of those things are you actually experiencing? Are you experiencing the freedom? Is that why you left and you did your own thing? Are you experiencing the creativity, the flexibility, the ability to be with your family? Because if you're experiencing those things, then your why is being fulfilled. But if it's not, we still got work to do. You see, your passion can fade when you're buried under immense loads of stress. I know because I've dealt with it. I felt it. Your purpose returns, like it comes back to you when your clarity is in place. We have to start telling ourselves that clear is kind. If you are clear with yourself, if you know what you want, your life is going to be so much smoother. It's going to be so much more confident. You're going to be able to function. So here's quick, really super quick, 3 things that you can do this week until the next episode of the BeautyPro podcast to totally revive yourself. Bring yourself back to the real reason why you started this industry, you started this job in the first place. The first thing is check your energy. What gives you energy? What drains you? When you can figure out what those things are down to the nitty gritty. I mean, it could be even being in a fun sucks presence that is draining your energy. Get away from those people. Look for the patterns in your life that is totally stealing your energy but also giving life to you. You want to be with those and be with those energy filling situations. The second thing you want to take a look at is check your calendar. When was the last time that you did something for you? Not for your clients, not for your kids, not for your husband or wife. When did you fill up your cup for you just because? What's happening is we give ourselves over to our passion, to doing hair, skin, nails. We give ourselves, we are givers, and we give so much, we have nothing left for ourselves. That is going to drain us. So check your calendar. And the third thing I want you to check on this week is your pricing. There are so many problems that happen in our personal and professional lives when the money isn't right. You need to decide if your current pay, your current pricing structure is benefiting you or costing you. And if it's costing you, you have to determine if the thing that it's taking away from you are non-negotiable or not. Are you comfortable with being taken for granted, taken for a fool? Check those things. Your career isn't supposed to feel like a prison sentence. Like that you're like chained to the chair, you're bound to it and you have to do the work. It shouldn't feel that way. You didn't come this far just to come this far and stay here and then rot away and then be like the crypt keeper behind the chair. No, you started this industry to be in this industry, to be better, to live your best life, to be successful, to drink margaritas on the beach and still get paid. You know what I'm saying? The good news and the best news is that you don't have to quit. You don't have to put those scissors down. You don't have to walk away from the table. You actually can just make little tweaks here and there to get to your version of success while still being in the beauty industry, the industry that has changed your life for the better. Listen, if today's episode hit home for you, if you're like nodding your head and you're totally like, amen, that's me, repeat that. Like if that's you, I'm like a Southern lady in church right now. If you feel that way, okay, and any of these points are hitting home for you, and you are doing that self-check that I told you to do this week, and you're like, oh my God, that's me. I want you to send me a message, comment below this video, Instagram me, Facebook me, whatever it is, send me the word redesign, and we're going to talk and we're going to really set up a free discovery call with you, because you need to not live this way. This is your life and you only get one. And my coaching clients, I just had a call today and we were asking and going over these exact questions and really asking the hard things of, why am I feeling this way? What is happening to me that I don't love what I do anymore? I don't love my team. I don't love the management. I'm even putting my relationships on the back burner. Like, no, we're not doing that anymore. Okay. The seasons are changing. The time is changing. All right. The wind is changing direction like Mary Poppins. And now is your time. If you're watching this video, if you're listening to this episode of the podcast, I want you to audit yourself on those 3 points that we talked about, but truly, read the show notes, find the link, and let's book that one-to-one free discovery call to get your life back, get your career back. All right. There's no reason for you to be suffering this way. Success isn't building a business and having an amazing team and just to give into all the hype and the impressing and the outdoing of, everybody else around you. That's not success. Okay. Success is building a business, building a life that works for you, right? You're the expert of your own life. You're the leader of your life. And that is what true success is. Sure, we all have our own versions of success, and maybe success for you really is having that big, amazing team that is just so impressive and outdoes everybody else in your community. But for others, success means having all of your bills paid, living in a comfortable home, having a happy relationship, marriage, and a dog on your couch. Like we all have our own versions of success, but my whole point is I want you to be content and happy in that success. And if you're not, that's where the problem lies. So that's a wrap on today's episode. I hope it hits home for you. Again, if it resonates with you, send me comment, subscribe to the channel, and send me that word redesign, and we're going to get to work. I can't wait to chat with you later. Bye.